Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm just trying something a bit different today. Lottie is lying on my bed. It's a very bright room and the light is on above her as well, but I hope it's not too dark for you. It's just really an experiment to see what we think. It is Monday at about 12:30 and I'm about to go out for lunch with some friends, but I thought I'd quickly come on before then to say hello to you and to tell you how I got on with the Insurance Investigator. But before I get into that, I'll just tell you what Lottie's wearing today. And I've given Lottie a daisy duck to hold because it's Monday, so it's Disney Monday. We don't have any Disney clothes, but I did want to put this little knitted romper on to show you because it's a very bright yellow, and I didn't get a chance to do anything about Theme Thursday last week or even the week before, I think. So this time we are taking part in Theme Thursday on Monday and Disney Monday all at once, just to make it all legitimate. So what Lottie is wearing is a white long sleeve bodysuit with a little collar that's like scallops, I suppose you would say. I don't know if you can really see them. Let me just do that. I don't know if you can see that a bit better. It sticks up a bit on her neck. There we go. I've made them stick down. I still can't really see them. Maybe I should try my zooming practice. Let me do that. Oh, I see. It all goes haywire, doesn't it, when I do that? You can't see them very well. Okay, we'll zoom back out and have a look at Lottie. Very technical, isn't it? Well, it is for me. I know it's silly, it's the simplest thing, but anyway. There we go, we're back to Lottie. So you have to trust me about the little collar around her bodysuit. And then over that she's wearing a very bright yellow fine knit romper that's got a pattern down the middle. It's tied at the shoulders with navy and white ribbon. Well, no, it's not ribbon, it's cord. It's a twisted cord. So that's how it does up on her. And it's got poppers between the legs if I need to change her nappy suddenly, which hopefully I won't need to while we're doing this. And she's wearing little white socks with pom-poms on them. They're just short socks, not knee ones. They're ankle socks. And around her head she's got her daisy. Well, it actually wasn't hers. She's borrowed it from her sister Pippa because Auntie Suzanne in England made that daisy headband for her. For Pippa, ages ago. There's a white one as well, but I thought this actually has a couple of little yellow daisies on it. Let me turn her head. There's one down there for the yellow theme, and there's one just there. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. So, anyway, that is what Lottie's wearing, and that's why we're here. Really, just she is here as for you to have something to look at. Well, I just give you a quick rundown of how I went on Saturday with the Insurance Investigator. I actually really enjoyed it. It went for 2.5 hours, perhaps a bit longer than that, and he asked me all sorts of questions about the accident. Not so much in relation to anything to do with me in particular, but just about what I experienced and what I remembered, because guess what, everybody, after 4 months they still can't find the girl who caused the accident. And that seems to be for two reasons. Number one, we had details of the car that my tow truck driver gave me, so the license plate, the registration number and her name. So we forwarded that information on to the insurance company. But guess what? When they checked out that person and contacted them, it was a male and he drove a blue van. That's what the car was that belonged to those number plates. So nothing to do with the girl in the white car who hit me. So we just have to assume that the tow truck driver wrote it down incorrectly, or his writing was so messy that we couldn't read it properly. Anyway, so for this whole 4 months they've been trying to find out who the driver was. Now, the other problem, aside from the tow truck driver's messy writing, is that the police didn't write a report about the accident, and they should have, because it was a huge accident. It closed the intersection. There were 2 police cars in attendance, an ambulance, and various tow trucks and lots and lots and lots of witnesses. But they still didn't write a report, and apparently in 50% of cases they just don't. Cases where they're meant to. Like if someone's taken away in an ambulance to hospital, they have to write a report, and if it's serious above a certain level, they have to write a report. But I can understand that it's it's time consuming, isn't it? And probably they think, well, it's only a car accident and we've got better things to do. I don't know if that's really what they think, but I'm not sure what they think and why they didn't write a report. So I was wondering the whole time why I didn't get an event number and hadn't heard from the police at all, and now I know why. A couple of months ago, probably, I had a phone call from our local police station, and the sergeant asked me, he said that he had my blood results from when I was in hospital, because they send a report through so that the police know that you haven't had any alcohol and there's nothing in your blood. So he said, but he's got the blood results, but he doesn't have my report about an accident. And I said, well, I didn't make a report because the police were there. And he said he'd been trying to find details and there was nothing in his computer system. And I said, I'm sorry about that. I couldn't do much more than that. And so when we were talking to the insurance guy yesterday and he told us this, I remembered that I did contact one of the witnesses. He'd been the witnesses were lovely all around, and they looked after me and made sure I was safely off the road and all that sort of thing. And one of the boys offered me a drink of water from his water bottle. I didn't want a drink, but he was just very kind, and he told me his name was Mohammed, and he gave me his phone number if I needed to get in touch with him. So the next day, when I thought I was okay, I rang him and I just thanked him and reassured him that I was fine, and that was about it. And I remembered that I'd actually deleted those calls, but what I had done was I still had his number in my contacts list, so I've just passed that back on now to the Insurance Investigator, and maybe Mohammed can remember something. At least he would know what the police were doing, because I was not really with it. I was in shock, and I can't remember exactly which police I spoke to, if I spoke to any. I actually don't remember speaking to any specific policeman, but there were lots of conversations going on around me, and the ambulance men talking to me, and witnesses talking to me, and actually the girl who caused the accident talked to me. So yes, we'll see what happens, but that's why he needed to speak to me. He said they've waited that for this whole 4 months they've been trying to find the driver themselves, and it was only as a last resort that they contacted me. They said they don't usually contact the person who's not at fault, but they were really trying to find the girl. So there you are. That's what it was all about. But interestingly enough, he used to be a policeman, and so he had lots of stories to tell. And it was a really interesting chat we had, or meeting, I suppose you'd call it. So yes, I had to, he wrote everything down. I had to sign the statement, so it was all true as far as I knew, and all of that. So it was really interesting. So we'll see what happens. I don't suppose they'll find her. I don't know. I don't know what they can do, because it sounds like they've tried absolutely everything. Yeah, so that was my Saturday afternoon. Very, very interesting. And I can tell you that I think my leg is getting a bit better. I had a physio appointment this morning at 9 o'clock, and then I met a friend for coffee at 10. And I noticed last night it wasn't as bad. It still hurts a lot if I've been sitting down, so it's not a good idea for me to sit down, because it hurts too much when I get up. It doesn't hurt while I'm sitting, it just hurts when I get up. But anyway, I think it's improving, and the physio definitely thought it was improving. He could tell by what the muscles were doing. So that was quite good. And I was taking painkillers for a couple of days, but I can't, my body's not good at dealing with them, and I got very faint. I thought I was going to faint on the floor yesterday. Luckily, I had two of my boys here. One was a son-in-law and one was my son, my youngest son, and they came to my rescue. I've been sitting on a chair with my head down for about 20 minutes, and I just couldn't get my equilibrium, and I was very all clammy and sweaty, and it was horrible, and I was so dizzy. And I thought, if I stay on this chair any longer, I think I'm going to fall down. So what they did was very clever. They put, because I've got hard timber floors, they pushed my chair over to one of the lounges and pushed it right up against it, and somehow they got me from the chair onto the lounge. I think they just, I don't know how it was right next to each other, so it was just a little manoeuvre, and then they lay me down and put a blanket over me, and you know what, within probably 5 or 10 minutes I was starting to feel better, which was great. And so I lay there for about another 20 minutes, and then I got up and I was okay. So I'm not taking that medication anymore, I've just stopped. Because in hospital there was one of the medications that was giving me this kind of reaction. We just didn't know which one it was because I was taking so many, but now I know which one it was, and I'm not going to take it anymore. So anyway, I think I'm getting better. I hope so. I have another appointment with the physio on Thursday, and we'll see what he thinks then. So, you know what? I think that's probably all I have to say. I should go and get ready to get picked up. We're going out with a batch of friends to celebrate my birthday, which was a week and a half ago. So that'll be fun. So I better get organised for that and put my little Lottie back in her pram. I hope you've enjoyed seeing her. I am pretty sure I've shown you this romper before. It's made by an Australian company. I think I've told you about them too, and it's called Seed, S-E-E-D. And I bought this, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. It was on sale at the end of a summer, a long time ago, and I didn't have a baby that fitted it at that time. But as I've come to realise, I don't just buy clothes to put on the dolls. I buy the clothes because I collect baby clothes. I love baby clothes, and so when I see something that I just have to have, I buy it. I know it's a bit crazy. I do feel crazy for doing it. But I've decided that if I'm a collector, I can collect baby clothes, and luckily I've got babies now that I can use them on. Well, dolls, of course. You all know I'm talking about dolls. So, yes, I think I have shown you this little romper before. And, yeah, and I haven't shown you Daisy Duck, but she's very cute. And actually she's got a yellow beak and yellow legs. And a bit of a yellow something on her arm. On this one, I don't know what that's for, because the other one hasn't got yellow on it. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, so that was our contribution. Way, way, way too late, because it's Monday. But, to Theme Thursday, sorry. But, yeah, and we're in the bedroom for a change. And I haven't told you the weather, but it's beautiful. Sunny, 21 degrees, a bit cool in the morning, but the sun is delicious and warm. It's a perfect sort of day. So really this time I will stop, now that I'm ready to say goodbye. And I'll just tell Sue Drinkwater that I'll show Pippa and Jonty in my next video. Okay, Sue, so not long to wait. I'll do them next time. So everyone, thank you very much for visiting me, and I hope our friend Suzanne is okay over in England. She's been a bit crook, she said in her last video, so hopefully she's getting better now. Yeah, I hope so. And of course Yvonne, who sets the themes, she's been pretty bad too after her surgery. But she's discovered, the doctor told her that she's been doing so much, which is why she's in so much pain. And guess what? I just realised I already said goodbye and I'm raving again. So this time I really, really will say goodbye to you all. And thank you for visiting and watching and looking at my little girl Lottie and everything. So I will see you all again soon, and in the meantime, take care and be kind to each other. Bye everyone.